This black man named Billy accidentally bumped into a white man named Louis. Billy immediately apologized and picked up the bag of documents to return it to Louis. This action scared Louis because he thought Billy wanted to steal things. He begs Billy not to rob him, still shouting loudly for the surrounding police to come before Billy's surprise. There is no other way. Billy only has to hide behind the door. He ran into a conference room, but more and more police. In the end, Billy was still arrested for a very confusing reason. He tried to explain, but no one listened. Just like that, he was taken to the police station. But Billy doesn't know that his destiny also begins to change from here. The Duke brothers came up with a crazy idea. If you change Louis' identity for that black man, then he can manage the company well and Louis can't do anything. The younger brother Duke disagreed because Louis himself is a genius. Whoever it is or wherever it is, becomes the center of attention. Two people decide to bet so that the two of them can swap identities. On the second day of attending the meeting, the Duke brothers purposely arranged the situation. In the meeting, someone lost money, but it was in Louis' pocket. Before he could say anything to explain, he was taken away by the police. At the police station they also found stimulants in Louis's shirt pocket. So he was sent to prison without a doubt. Meanwhile, Billy's life is beyond amazing. Since the day he swapped status with Louis, his life has not lacked anything. Finally, Louis was bailed by his girlfriend to get out of prison. As soon as we met, a strange girl ran up to Louis and hugged him very closely. Seeing this scene, his girlfriend immediately scolded him and left. Actually, someone hired that girl to do the same for him. Louis returns to the mansion, but the housekeeper pretends to never know him. All your payment cards have been frozen and revoked. Louis suddenly became homeless. He begged Ophelia. Let her help him, so that when he regains his identity, he will return it to her. While the Duke brothers took Billy to the office to practice for him before taking office. Their company specializes in buying and selling securities to profit from the difference. Unexpectedly, Billy learned so quickly, when they were about to buy stocks, he stopped them. Based on my thinking, this stock will continue to plummet. After he said that, the stock really fell sharply. Just that one small action helped them make more than $1 million. The two are very pleased with Billy's ability. As they left, Billy found them dropping a stack of money on the floor. He thought this was a challenge for him, so he hurriedly returned the money. The two of you didn't realize Billy a few days ago was just a homeless guy. At the same time, Louis came to his friends to ask for help. But when everyone saw his appearance, they all dodged one by one. After all, he went to the store to sell his precious watch. The boss looked at him and immediately thought this was stolen, so he only paid $50. When he was at his most depressed, he passed a restaurant he had been to, saw Billy having a meal inside with a lot of people. All of these things were originally mine, but now they've been taken by someone else. He was determined to make sure to take everything back with his own hands. At the company's Christmas party, Louis pretends to be Santa and blends in. When there was no brother, he sneaked into Billy's office. He was sneaking a large amount of banned substances into a drawer when suddenly Billy walked in. He shouted loudly, accusing Billy of keeping drugs in his room, causing everyone to run over. Seeing Louis with such a pathetic appearance, they immediately called security to kick him out. They then went to the WC to pay their bet. Their big bet is up to $1. Then they can't continue to let a homeless guy run the company. Got to find a way to get rid of that black guy. Unexpectedly, all the conversation was overheard by Billy. He rushed to find Louis and found that the guy had taken the drug to commit suicide. Luckily, he arrived just in time to save him and tell him the whole story. Knowing that the Duke brothers harmed him this much for only $1, the two of them are determined to take action to return this feud. They discovered the Duke brothers were looking for a report on agricultural products. In order to manipulate the market to make a profit from it, Billy returned to the office, overheard their transaction. He disguised himself and came to exchange their briefcases. After looking at fake documents and learning that this year's orange juice production is low, they immediately bought all the orange juice on the market regardless of the price. All the stock players also frantically bought with them, causing the stock price of orange juice to skyrocket. But did not expect that Billy and Louis bought a large amount of orange juice. If you sell it now, you will make a huge amount of money. But until it was announced on TV that the output of orange juice was still normal. With such a situation, the stock price did not increase but still fell. The Duke brothers, because they bought in large quantities, and couldn't sell them in time, lost so much that they went bankrupt. They couldn't believe that Billy and Louis were playing games behind their backs. But Billy just said it was all a bet between him and Louis. After saying that, Louis took out a $1 bill and paid it to Billy because he won. In the end, Billy and Louis made some big money and got the company back. Now they continue to enjoy a lavish and luxurious life.